so that we can send it out to them later. So if you have any objections to the recording, please feel free to turn your camera off or, participate as much or as little as you'd like. There's no pressure. Okay, so a little bit about the agenda for tonight. We're going to start with introductions. Then I'll give you a little information about the paralegal program. We'll do some general Q&A questions and answers with the group, and then we'll break out into breakout sessions with our special guests who are here tonight from SSC, with our current students and alumni. And then we'll kind of reconvene and you can ask any other questions that might have come up during your breakout sessions as well. Okay. All right, so let me give a few introductions here. My name is Becky Walters. I'm the paralegal program coordinator here at South Sub. I've been an attorney since 2008. I started in the Cook County State's Attorney's Office as a prosecutor, but I had been teaching for many years as an adjunct professor at another nearby community college. I started here at SSC in 2020, right smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. And I have loved it since the day I arrived. And a large part of that is our students who are just incredible. But I also really just love teaching the law. So that's a little bit about me. Next, we have Mr. Eric Townsend, who is a recent grad of the program. Eric, will you introduce yourself?
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
All right, well, I'm Eric Townsend. I'm a very, very proud alumni of the South Suburban College Paralegal Program. I am a father, a husband. I currently work as a paralegal for the nation's top civil rights law firm, working for the deaf and hard of hearing. What else? And I will be a lawyer very soon. And it's only because of this program and our great Professor Walters that I am here doing what I'm doing. So I hope you make the decision as well.
Thanks, Eric. Alex Griffin.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alex or Alexandria Griffin. I am a returning student. I received my bachelor's degree back in 2003, so a very, very long time ago. I decided that I wanted to pursue a second career after I'm able to retire. So I would like to go to law school. And I decided that paralegal, in order to maybe get my foot in the door, to become a paralegal would probably help out in that respect. So I decided to join in South Suburban College in the program. And I'm so happy I did. The access to the professors, the ease of the program, it's really great. It's been a great experience for myself. So hopefully you guys will think so as well and come on board. It's a great program. Professor Walters is amazingly awesome. So
thanks, Alex. And mind you, I'm not paying any of these students anything.
No, she's not.
They are just truly wonderful people, and they are doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. So thank you guys so much. And last but not least, Miss Carla Rodriguez.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having such a great interest in the program. And Professor Walters hit this program running, and we are very privileged to have her here. And I have to admit that I came to South Suburban College as an adult learner, seeking an associate's in applied science for paralegal studies, with the thought of transferring to a four-year degree to make sure that I had that four-year paralegal studies program. And I also chose it because it noted that it was it has its accreditation through the American Bar Association, and the phenomenal flex schedule. It met great with my family schedule. I retire. I'm like Ms. Griffin. I retire in a couple of years, and I plan to use my paralegal degree to serve the public. I volunteer heavily for nonprofit organizations, and that's where I saw that there was a need to reach out to the community and work for civil rights advocacy. And I've had the privilege of now went through with my education at SSC that when I present something to somebody, that my argument has merit, because I've learned how to research and then write and try to interpret what I have just read. So I think it's phenomenal that the school provides such an array of the ability to study here, and working full-time and part-time with the opportunities the school provides us to have equipment. So I was able to study while I was working. So they really set us up to meet the needs of our future. So thank you very much, Professor and SSC.
Thank you, Carla. Carla is like our resident advocate. She always has a cause that she is advocating for and writing about and petitioning, and it's really just incredible. She's also a scholarship recipient this last semester as well. So congratulations, Carla.
Thanks.
All right, I really do want to also ask, are you able to see my screen here? I've got a new, okay. I think there might be a few who cannot, and have no fear if you cannot. This will be posted on YouTube, and I'll send you the link, and I'll also send you the slides from tonight as well, so you're able to take a look at those later, okay? All right, so some of us ask, what is a paralegal? And I think based on talking to a few of you tonight, most of you are familiar with the definition since you're working in a law office or you're familiar with the legal field. But for those of you maybe who are not, there's many different definitions of what a paralegal is. And actually from law firm to law firm, that even changes. But the American Bar Association definition, and we are approved by the American Bar Association. I think that was mentioned by Ms. Rodriguez. And that's something that you should definitely look for in a program, whether it's approved by the American Bar Association. It's an honor to be approved by the American Bar Association, and we have to surpass several inspections by the ABA every third and seventh year, and we have to maintain that approval through their high standards of our education. So they do a site visit, and they require us to submit much documentation about what we are doing to continue our student learning. So that's definitely something you should be looking for in a program, no matter where you go. But the American Bar Association definition of a paralegal is someone who is qualified by education, training, or work experience, and who is employed in many different places, could be employed in many different places. A lawyer, a law office, a corporation, a government agency or entity or other entity who performs specifically delegated substantive legal work for which a lawyer is responsible. So the last part of that definition is probably the most important: substantive legal work for which a lawyer is responsible. That means substantive legal work. It means your primary responsibility is not getting someone's coffee, right? Your primary responsibility is working in a law office and helping those attorneys solve legal issues, doing legal research, legal writing, okay? And the best part of it is that the lawyer is responsible for your work. So you are going to avoid all of that liability that the attorney faces if something goes awry, okay? So why does someone want to become a paralegal? There's many different reasons. Everybody has a different reason, but what the most common answers that we see are that they're interested in the law, right? They're just interested in learning about the law, writing about the law. They're interested in law school. You heard several of our students and alumni mentioning that tonight. If I would have become a paralegal before I became an attorney or before I went to law school, I can guarantee you I would have gotten the top grade. The Cali Award is what they call it in law school in each one of my classes. We'll teach you how to brief a case. We'll teach you how to conduct legal research. We'll teach you how to IRAC, which is the format for legal writing, so that you are well prepared whether you go directly into a law office whether you move up in your current law firm or you decide to go into law school. Some people are just looking for a really great career that has a secure starting salary. We'll talk about that in a minute. And you're able to work in a law office and still have a lot of that legal expertise without the liability that a lawyer has. So I wanted to do a quick poll based on what we just covered, make it a little, one second, a little interactive here. Okay, so based on this, I think you're all going to ace this. Which of the following is a typical duty of a paralegal? Drafting legal memorandum and legal documents, conducting legal research on client issues, interviewing witnesses and clients, or all of the above? Okay, let's see. Are we ready? All right. Yeah, everybody aced it. All of the above. Exactly. Right. These are all things that a paralegal would typically be seen doing in a law office. So some examples: communicating with clients. In our classes, we'll teach you how to communicate with clients, and we'll do mock interviews with clients. We'll conduct a lot of legal research, starting in our intro class, PLA 101, and ending in PLA 204, which is your internship class. Do a lot of legal writing, same from the beginning to the end of the program. A lot of document drafting, right? You're not just learning about the theory of the law, you're actually drafting memorandums, legal documents, complaints, answers, pleadings. You're doing all of those things in class. It's not just a theory of how you would do them, you're actually doing them. Learning how to e-file is something that we've newly added to the curriculum, so that when your attorney doesn't know how to file a document, you will know how to file that document, which is something that is very common nowadays.
Ooh, Professor Walters?
Yes.
That's funny because I was going to suggest that e-file.
There you go. Yeah, we've added it to the curriculum this year.
You guys would be lucky.
Thanks, Eric. All right, one more poll we'll do tonight. So we went over things that that as a paralegal you will do. What are things that is not the responsibility of the paralegal? Help prepare witnesses for trial, aid the attorney in jury selection, give the clients legal advice, or help in the discovery investigation. What do you think? Sounds a little trickier. All right, but almost everybody got it here. Yes, giving clients legal advice. And this seems really straightforward, right? You don't give legal advice, but you'd be surprised how that line gets blurred, and the client starts asking, well, what do you think we should do here? Should I settle or should we go to trial? What would you do in this situation? You're not as a paralegal, just as a person. What would you do? And you can't take off that hat of your role as a paralegal and try and talk to the client that way, right? You can't be giving that advice. That's for the attorney to do. And that's why you don't need malpractice insurance. However, I will say this. I work very closely with other paralegal educators throughout the country and national organizations. And there has been this recent movement for paralegals to become licensed paralegal professionals. So similar to a nurse practitioner who can prescribe medication, there's this new movement for the middle class access to justice, so that paralegals may in time be able to give a limited amount of legal advice and actually have clients and their own fee schedule. And that's happening. It just happened in Oregon. It was happening in Washington for a while, in Utah. And so we're staying on the brink of all of the news that's coming out about it, so that if that happens and passes in Illinois, we will be the first to be able to prepare our students to become licensed legal professionals going forward. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. All right, so things they can't do: give legal advice, set fees, or provide legal services directly to the public, right? You can't just set up shop and start giving out advice, even though I can guarantee you the minute your family members or friends hear that you are part of a paralegal program, the requests for advice will just start rolling in, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, okay? All right, so what's a job search like for paralegals? It is growing and continuing to grow. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics predicts that it will grow 12%, which is much higher than average. We have a virtual job board available only to our students and alumni that I post on regularly, and other faculty members post on regularly. So if you're looking for a job, it's open to you. And I receive many leads from my friends and colleagues who are currently working in firms or corporations who are looking for paralegals, and they only tell me about this job, and I post it on the board for our students and alumni. So this is a benefit that you'll have in our program. Median paralegal salary is about $51,000, obviously depending if you're working in the suburbs or the city. However, that's for a less experienced paralegal. The more experience you gain and the more credentials sometimes that you obtain, the higher the salary. So there are many paralegal managers in the city who are easily making well into the six figures. How do you become a paralegal? Well, there's a few different tracks that we offer here at SSC. You can become a paralegal without any formal education, right? Several of you are probably very well aware of that. However, having that education on your resume is definitely going to put you ahead of others who may be competing for the same position, especially if that program is approved by the American Bar Association, because all attorneys recognize what the ABA is. They are the accrediting body for all the law schools. So everybody knows what the ABA is. We have two tracks here at SSC. You can get your associate's degree, Associate's Applied Science, and that would be including general education courses, or you can complete your certificate, and that would be if you already have your associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. So we have students here tonight with both, in both tracks here. The AAS degree can be completed in 4 semesters. It's 60 credit hours, and the certificate can be completed in 3 semesters. It's 39 hours. So why should you choose SSC over other programs? The cost, the time it takes to complete. And I'll say something about the time. I know there are other programs out there that say, get your paralegal certificate in 6 weeks and 12 weeks, 14 weeks, right? I can guarantee you that what those programs are covering in 14 weeks is nowhere near as thorough as we will prepare you to hit the ground running as a paralegal who completes our program. So quality matters when it comes to paralegal programs. The recognition, our program has been recognized most recently by the American Bar Association. Our expungement clinic was recognized by the American Bar Association. That practical experience that you'll receive, we have exclusive partnerships with both Cook County State's Attorney's Office and Legal Aid Chicago when it comes to internships and our expungement clinic. And individualized attention. Our class sizes usually range from 10 to 14 students in that class. So if you compare with some of the larger universities and colleges, and think about how quickly your professor will return your messages when they have 10 students in the class or when they have 30 students in the class. And our professors are all attorneys or judges in our classes. And I have to tell you, they're not teaching for the money. They're teaching because they want to be here, because they enjoy the students, they enjoy teaching about the law. So that also makes a difference. So what is that cost to complete the program? At SSC, for the associate's degree, the approximate cost is about $9,200. For the certificate, it's about $59.28. But like I said, there's plenty of financial aid opportunities. There's scholarship opportunities, like I just talked about with Carla. We also offer in-district and reduced rate if you live or work in Lake County, Indiana as well. Additionally, what's really cool about SSC is you can take your first class for free if you've never taken a class at SSC. So maybe you just want to try out PLA 101, which is our introduction to paralegalism class. You can do that next semester for free. You just fill out the waiver online at ssc.edu. Now compare that with a university where you will likely spend $30,000 per year on your education. And really, there's just no comparison. In terms of recognition and approval, like I said, we've been approved by the American Bar Association, and we are approved, and we have been approved since 1988. It's one of the longest running approvals in the entire country. We had to first apply and pass a rigorous inspection, and then we're subject to reevaluation every 3rd and 7th year to maintain that compliance and approval. We also have award-winning professors, attorneys, and judges who teach in our program. This practical experience, I really can't overstate that. You're not just learning about this theory, we're learning about the law and what you will do in the law office as a paralegal. We have a Student Alumni Association where we have speakers who talk about construction law, civil rights. We just had a recent Microsoft Office expert come speak to our students on Saturday, talking about tips and tricks in Microsoft Office for our paralegals. We also have an exclusive internship partnership with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, which can be completed remotely. And the students are reviewing the body-worn cameras from Chicago police officers. It's really something that can't be compared with other programs, an experience that is unlike any other, truly. And like I said, we also have an expungement clinic where our students work directly with clients with Legal Aid Chicago, and the students are able to complete expungement packets for individuals who had recently completed the drug court, mental health court, and veterans court in our 5th and 6th districts. So they're able to participate in a service learning opportunity for our community members. So what would you see in PLA 101? Basic understanding of the legal system in America, organization of that legal system, on basic understanding of the U.S. Constitution, the function of the paralegal in various types of law and law offices, ethical responsibility, the basics of legal research and writing, basics of civil and criminal procedure, how to locate statutes and case law, and a overview of different types of law offices, courts, and tools of law and common software that you might see in a law firm. All right. So like I said, we have 2 different tracks, the Associates of Applied Science degree and the certificate. All right, so what are your next steps? If you're interested in applying, you'll go to ssc.edu, and then you'll see at the top future students or become a bulldog, and that's where you can apply. I would recommend in the first semester, if you're pursuing your Associates of Applied Science degree, to register for PLA 101, BLW 201, English 101, Speech 108, and PSC 101. So that's if you're going full-time and you want to stay on this track of finishing in 4 semesters. As many of my students here tonight can tell you, you don't have to take all of those classes at once, right? You can space them out. You can take classes during the summer if you'd like as well. If you're pursuing your certificate, you'll start off with BLW 201, PLA 101, PLA 202, and a PLA elective, such as family law or criminal law that we're offering in the fall. However, I will say at a minimum, if you're applying for the AAS degree, you should take PLA 101, BLW 201, and English 101, because those are the 3 courses that are necessary to gain entry into the paralegal program. You need to have a GPA of 2.66 or higher to enter into the program. So those are the initial courses that you'll take. If you're pursuing your certificate, the first courses that you'll take are PLA 101 and BLW 201, and you need that 2.66 or higher to gain entry into the program. Okay. I also had on the first slide our brochure, and we also have a YouTube channel, and I'll share these links in the chat as well. But I don't want to take up any more time. I'd love to hear questions from you guys. So we'll do general questions first, and then we'll do our breakout sessions. So who has some questions? Brooke.
Eric? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I am so sorry. So
No.
my question is, as an adult learner coming in, do I have to have like the credentials of a high school student, like the transcripts or carrying something over like that?
this might be a good question for Lauren. I believe you will submit your transcripts to registration. Lauren, is that correct?
Yeah, so you're gonna need to bring your official high school transcripts in, unless you have a bachelor's degree, then you won't need those, but we'll need your transcripts from the school that you earned your bachelor's degree at. Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And
Right.
Professor, I just wanted to remind students that if they're going to get their associates at South Suburban College, if they qualify for any of the honors classes, Eric can also testify to this, but our classes are free. Our honors classes are free, so that's phenomenal. Just as a heads up, if anybody needed to go in that direction.
Yeah, like the speech 108, your English course, those would be free. And it's also, if you want to take the paralegal course, you graduate with your associates and you want to go on for a bachelor, you can take those honor courses in addition with the paralegal courses, those programs. And all those honors courses are pretty much your gen ed. So you're saving so much money.
Yep. I'm in a few of them this semester as well. So that's when I learned. I'm like, Eric, free education. Hello. Now I feel like I got a super deal with my scholarship on top of that. I'm very blessed.
That's a great tip. Thank you, guys. All right, Lisa, you've got your hand raised.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I was just curious because I have a bachelor's, so the process, should I pursue the certificate or should I pursue the AAS?
You should pursue the certificate. Absolutely. It's a quicker process, and you've already taken a lot of those gen eds that I've just answered, or that I've just talked about. So really the certificate would be your best path forward. Yeah. So you would register for PLA 101, BLW 201. And then if you wanted to pursue, or if you wanted to take more courses than that, how many courses were you thinking about taking the first semester?
I hadn't decided yet.
Okay.
It's great that you have the option to take the one course, because I need to get a handle on the intensity of my study before I commit to full-time
Okay.
versus part-time. So,
Absolutely. And it's important to know your comfort zone as well. So that's a really great trait to have. So PLA 101 and BLW 201 for sure would be the
okay.
first two courses that you should take. Excellent.
Honestly, I would love to do this full-time, get
Yeah.
it done, and work full-time.
Hey, we have students who do that as well. So if you are interested in doing that, please, I mean, I don't want to stop you from doing that either. I think it's absolutely possible. And we space out the classes so that you can take a full load each semester at night. So, okay.
Well, I want to jump in with that. It's really the class schedule. They're very, very flexible. They're mostly at night. I don't even know. I'm currently in Manhattan. I'm in New York City. And when I first, my last semester, you know, it just lined up that all of my courses were conducive to me, you know, my other school that I was attending. So I've never, ever had an issue with work. I am a very involved father, so I've never had any issues as far as taking classes with work, home life, or anything like that. And just some advice, I started with the one course. And then after that, I was just ready to get into it. And once I was into it, you know, it was just my job, and I've loved it ever since.
I just know that I want to get really good grades. So it's
Okay.
important. Yeah, I'm one of those.
Wow,
So,
that's great.
yeah,
That's
it's
how the majority of our
important.
students are. Yeah.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
know what the course load is like, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and the instructors are extremely, extremely supportive. Like Professor Walter said, that they're available, and you don't get lost in the shuffle. And
Okay.
that was one of the main reasons that I came to the school, is because I saw that the professor to student ratio was great for me. I do have a slight learning disability. I'm dyslexic, and so I need to do things a little differently and colorful and highlighting, and I was able to, like I said, I work a full-time job. I work a part-time job. When we got hit with the COVID, my little part-time job had to be adjusted, and I had to take a third job. But the school provided equipment that provided the opportunity to not stop learning. And the professors were very much hands-on when I had a question, when I needed details, if I needed extra explanation of stuff, because I even though we were remotely learning, I was still a part of a heavy duty learning environment. I had books online as well as in my hand. I need the paper in my hand. So I can't get over how much the school gives back to the students. It's a huge bang for your buck. And whether you work in the area to get the discount, if you live in the in-school fee, or if you live in another district where they don't have a paralegal program in that school district, you can still apply to get the in-district fee as well. And always, 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 I tell everybody, please apply for any scholarships that are available, because it matters. It really does.
Absolutely.
And you can do it with your full-time job, and you can do it because you get the support of the professors.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback on the classes also. So I was able to get 2 classes for free. My first class, for the first class waiver, and then also you get one for having good grades in the class. So my first 2 semesters, I was able to take one of each class for free. So that was a little push as well.
Absolutely. All right. Any more general questions before we do our little breakout sessions here? All right, I'm going to share this. So we'll have 3 different rooms, or you can stay here at the main session with me as well. Room 1 is going to be Eric Townsend. And as a refresher, he's a recent SSC alumni. He's going to be a current student at St. John's University and taking the bar exam soon. Room 2 is Alex Griffin. She's a current SSC paralegal student. Her goal is law school, and she's headed on the right track. And room 3 is Carla Rodriguez, also a current SSC paralegal student. And she is our #1 advocate of many different issues. I can tell you, from child bus stops to domestic violence victims, Ms. Rodriguez is advocating for someone at all times. So let me do the breakout rooms really quick, and then we will get started. We'll come back. I'll just do 10 minutes in the breakout rooms, and then you can head back here. Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. So you can choose which room you'd like to go to. Room 1, Eric Townsend. Room 2, Alex Griffin. And room 3, Carla Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Can I just stay with you?
Absolutely. Stay with me.
I don't know if anyone else is on here, but I don't care. That's fine. But I did make more contact with, or more contact with the counselors or admissions, and
Okay.
so they told me I need to call or come in and take a placement test next.
Okay.
To receive everything, but
Okay.
apparently somehow they forgot, or there was a flinch where that email never got to me from, I know he's on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love seeing that, because then, for me, the girl with the true physical disability who does do that advocacy, it's great to see that I can implement that in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, making a difference is worth, more than the 6 figures by far,
Yeah.
but the combination is even better.
Yes.
Professor Walter. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I agree 100%.
Yeah, Professor Walters was a big reason for me to do that. So
yeah. And I love that you're a parent, because I'm a parent too. So it works that way.
yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't ran in here. I
Oh,
don't know what's going on
I
today.
gave my kid a huge speech. He was supposed to stay, at grandma's tonight. And I said, okay, this is practice for when mommy has class. Like, no, this is block off time. I'm like, remember when you did remote learning and I had you in your area? Like, yeah. I said, okay, this is mommy's remote learning. We can't do that.
Yeah, we have a lot of very little students who sometimes join the class.
Yep.
One of my students' daughters was 5, and she drew a picture of me wearing my mask, like when I was in the library, and she gave it to me. I was like, this is like the coolest, honest, but most amazing drawing ever. So
Very good. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope the the breakout sessions were helpful. Are there any other questions, concerns, comments? Okay, well, here's my email address. It's bwalters@ssc.edu. I'm going to put it in the chat for you as well, everybody. We have info sessions all the time. And so if maybe this semester doesn't work out for you, then we will have another one in December. So just keep checking ssc.edu/info. That's where all of the open houses will be posted. So we'll have another one in December, but I hope you register for the fall. If there's anything I can, yeah, please.
I was just gonna ask, when does the fall start?
It's a great question, Lisa. August 22nd is the first day of the fall semester. So I recommend that you register this week or next, just so you have everything in line, and any entrance exams that you need to take, placements exams, you need to take, you can get everything in line. So.
Okay, I'm debating how late I'm staying up because I had just got in before I logged in
Yeah.
to see if I'm applying tonight or tomorrow when I get in.
Okay. Well, I recommend tonight, but I guess tomorrow will do too. No? But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help you with the process. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So nice to meet you, Lisa. So nice to meet everybody. Lauren, Rihanna, anybody else? Any questions? No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to
Thank
Eric,
you all.
Carla, and Alex.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. I hope to see you
you.
guys in my fall class, PLA 101. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good night. It was good seeing everyone. Thanks, Professor.
Thank you.
Professor
Thank you.
Walters,
Yes.
I don't know if you know, but you're gonna, well, let me ask you first.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Can I stay on? Is it okay?